Before I had clear, concise, and compelling goals for my life, I was lost. I had no idea what direction to go in. I had no idea what the next step in my journey was. I was sad, I was depressed. I would go to work each day and I would come home and watch TV, and I'd spend all the money that I earned on things that I didn't need because I had no plan for myself. And then came the day when I discovered personal development, and I listened to an audio tape from a guy named Jim Rohn who talked about the importance of goals. And at that time in my life, which is where you might be right now, goals were intimidating. It was a lot for me to sit down and take a journal and write down exactly how I wanted my life to look. But I got over it once I learned the right formula and I found a process that worked for me. And in this video, I want to talk to you about how setting goals will help you to live a successful life. So let's get right to it. Quite possibly the number one reason why goal setting will help you to be successful in life is because when you know what you want, when you give your brain a direction or an objective or any kind of goal, your brain or a specific part of your brain activates. And when this part of your brain activates, it helps you see people and places and opportunities that will help bring you closer to your goal. Now, it's not even necessarily activating a specific part of your brain. What it's really telling your brain to do when you set goals is to delete everything else around you out of the picture. Quite literally. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever gone into a different room and you're looking for your keys and you're trying to find them everywhere and you just can't find them no matter how much you're looking for them? You cannot find your keys. So you scream out to your wife or significant other and you say, "Honey, I cannot find these keys for the life of me." And they literally walk into the room, and in the first 3 seconds they look for the keys, what happens? They find the keys. They were literally right in front of you. And it's not because you weren't even looking for them, it's because your brain deleted the keys out of your focus. It's called a scotoma, or a blind spot. And by setting goals for your life, it helps you to eliminate those blind spots. And more importantly, it helps you to eliminate the blind spots when it comes to finding things that will bring you closer to your goal. Now, there's a part of your brain called the reticular activating system, or the RAS for short. And I'll link to a video up here that goes more into detail on this very, very interesting part of the brain. But the reticular activating system only has one function, and that is to help you focus on what your brain deems important to you. Now remember, your brain is only focused on one thing in itself, which is to keep you alive. It's to keep you safe from threats, to keep you out of harm's way. And there's actually a way you can trick your brain to find specific things, to focus on what you deem to be important by telling your brain what it is that you think is most important. As an example, if you tell your brain that you want a blue Honda Civic, what do you think you might start to see around town? Think about it. Have you ever bought a car in the past? Have you ever bought a new piece of clothing or a specific musical instrument, and then you go online and all of a sudden on your Facebook ads, you see that musical instrument or that car pop up? Or you're driving around town and you start to see blue Honda Civics everywhere you look. And of course, you're thinking to yourself, "Oh, that guy just bought that car because he saw me with the car." Not the case. That guy's always been there. They've always had that car, but you've only just begun to notice it because you told yourself what you wanted. And because you told yourself what you wanted, your brain said, "Oh, this must be pretty important to Brandon. I'm gonna put more of these things in front of him so that he sees them, because if he told himself that he wants it, if that's his goal, then I'm gonna help him reach his goal." Let me give you another example. Right now, what I want you to do is to focus on the sound of my voice. Just focus on the words that I'm saying to you right now. If you're watching this and not just having the video turned off and just listening, then watch me. Watch what I'm doing with my hands. Watch what I'm doing with my face. Watch what I'm doing with my body. Now what I want you to do is I want you to focus on the different sounds in your environment. I want you to focus on the hum of the air conditioner, or the rush of the heating system in your home or your apartment. Or I want you to hear some of the voices in the background. And they might just be the voices inside your head, but there might actually be some voices around you in your environment. And now let me ask you this. When you were focused on any one of those things, were any other noises important to you? Were you focused on all of those things at once, or were you honed in on the one thing that you decided to be honed in on? Can you imagine if you had heard all of those things at once, if you were watching me, hearing me, listening to the heat, listening to the air, listening to the voices around you, the cars outside beeping and honking? Can you imagine if you heard all of those things at once? What would happen? You would literally go crazy. It'd be too much stimuli coming in all at once, which would overload your system. And the number one way to help you focus and achieve your goals, and why goal setting is important in your success, is you have to tell yourself what's important to you. You have to tell yourself what you want to achieve. If you know what you want to go after, then you're more likely to find the route or the avenue or the medium in order to take you there. And setting a goal or an objective is the first step. Another way that goal setting helps you to be successful is imagine when you create an idea of what it is you want to achieve. Let's say that idea is you want to lose weight. Not very specific of a goal, right? All you said was you want to lose weight. You never said how much you want to lose. You never said by what date you want to lose this weight. You never even told yourself why it's important to you to lose this weight. So you go to the gym for 2 days, and then you get on the scale and you notice the scale has gone up a pound or two. And you're like, how the heck has the scale gone up when I've been going to the gym, right? You might have even eaten a salad during that time. Or maybe you are doing well, you're eating well for a week, and then you're invited over to your family's house. And you know that your mom or your grandma or whoever cooks a mean pot pie. And your mom is like, honey, eat the pot pie. It's going to be incredible. And you say to yourself, it'll just be this one time that I'll eat this. And then you eat it. And then the next day, you're back into the old routine that you had for yourself of eating foods that weren't great for you. And you say to yourself, well, you know what? I did good for a week. I'll just start again in another week. Well, what was the problem there? The problem was you never actually created a specific goal for yourself. So when you were met with resistance and obstacles, it was easy to just continue back and go back into your old routine because there was no baseline for you to return to. Now imagine if you had set a goal for yourself. Imagine if you said, I will weigh 180 pounds by this date. Well, when your mom presented the pot pie to you, you might have said, yeah, I'll eat the pot pie, and tomorrow this is going to be my strict eating schedule. Or tomorrow I'm going to work out twice as hard. And you would have gotten right back on the wagon because you still had an objective to realign with. The problem is, if you don't have a specific goal or an objective, it's hard to really be successful. Because if you don't know what you're going after, then what is the definition of success for you? Now, success really does mean something different for everybody, but it's hard to get to any level of success if you have no idea what's going to bring you to those levels of success. And creating goals will help give you a baseline that you can return to whenever you find yourself falling off the wagon. It allows you to get back in the wagon and continue on down the path. Ultimately, setting goals will help you to be successful because it gives you a reason to do what it is you're doing. It gives you a strong reason why you should continue on in spite of obstacles. It gives you a reason to go into the office each day and put in 8 hours of work because you know that the income that you're earning from those 8 hours is going towards a greater vision for yourself. You know that it's going towards something greater for you and your life. You see, without goals, we're just kind of wandering along. And if you really take a look at what happiness really is, obviously, like success, it means something different to everybody. However, I want you to think of the time in your life when you've been most happy. Think of the time in your life where you've truly felt most successful. What happened at those times in your life to cause you to feel that way? Did you achieve something great? Did you win an award? Did you get a specific amount of recognition from a certain person or about a certain thing that you did? In reality, when you felt most good, when you felt most happy and most successful in your life, it's when you made progress towards something. And the thing is, you might have been making progress towards somebody else's goals, somebody else's dreams. But imagine the level of joy and the levels of happiness and the levels of fulfillment and success that you'd enjoy if you had made progress towards your own goals. Imagine what life would be like for you when you were achieving your goals and your dreams so that you can build and design your life in the way that you want. Now, you're probably saying, Brandon, all of this has been incredible. I can now see why goals are important if I want to live a successful and a fulfilling life. But you might be wondering, how the heck do I set goals? How do I create them? Well, I'll tell you, I've got a ton of videos on this channel all about creating goals, and I'll put a playlist up here for you so you can check out the rest of those videos. However, if you want me to personally guide you by the hand to create goals that will actually change your life and have me bring you through it from step 1 to step 10 or however many steps there are, then click the link in the description below, because I want to invite you to join me in my course called Life Designing Secrets, which will help you to create goals in the 4 key areas of life that I call the seeds of excellence. I'll help you create goals, I'll help you create a plan to achieve them, and I'll help you to stay on track as you make progress towards your goals. This course has helped hundreds of people already at this point, and I know that it will do the same for you. But until we talk again next time, continue to be better.